Today on the list, the hottest destinations for a weekend party, how Schmigadoon is turning musicals upside down, and what to know before you visit a national forest.
You never, ever, ever want to run out of water.
Plus,
welcome to the White Lotus in Sicily.
La Dolcerita.
Cocktails that put you into your favorite show.
The Aperol Spritz has just became this crazy trend now.
But up first, how to save time and money on a doctor's visit. It's your life, it's your list, and it starts right now.
Hey everyone, I'm Jimmy Rhodes. And are you tired of trying to get a doctor's appointment when all you need is help with a simple health problem or a prescription refill? Well, maybe you should skip the waiting room because the answer could be telemedicine. And now even Amazon's getting in on the action. Dialing up the basics of telemedicine, it's our featured story at the top of the list.
In the last few years, millions of Americans have discovered telemedicine. And it turns out now one of America's biggest retailers has their own take on it.
When I think of telemedicine, it's about bringing the doctor to you rather than you to the doctor.
We spoke with Dr. Wara Ayogu, the Chief Medical Officer for Amazon Clinic, to learn more about this high-tech health option. First, let's take a look at what telemedicine is. It allows a patient to communicate with their doctor's office through their smartphone or computer.
There are some that are phone only, there are some that are video, and there are some where you'll be able to send a message back and forth to the doctor.
37% of Americans use telemedicine in the past year, according to the Centers for Disease Control.
Introducing Amazon Clinic.
Now, Amazon is offering telemedicine through its website.
You're going to connect with a doctor on your phone or computer. And maybe you'll answer a couple questions and you and the doctor will interact back and forth so that you can get an answer to your problem right away.
Then you'll receive a personalized diagnosis and treatment plan, including any necessary prescriptions.
So which health issues does telemedicine help?
Things like allergies, asthma, acne, prescription refills for high blood pressure.
Amazon Clinic can't tackle serious health problems, but it can help with simple ones. Sinus infection, acid reflux, gout, COVID. You can even get help with quitting smoking. It can also renew prescriptions.
They'll either call the pharmacy to make sure you've had that prescription before, or if you have your old prescription bottle, they'll ask you for a picture of that or some of those details.
Finally, where do you start if you want to try Amazon's new telemedicine service?
If you have the Amazon app on your phone, you already have access. You don't need to download anything else. As we sometimes say, you've already got that doctor in your pocket.
Or hop onto the Amazon website and click on Clinic. So far, it's operating in just over half the country.
It's available in 33 states, and we're continuing to expand the number of conditions and states it's available in.
It's not an option for children or the elderly yet.
Right now, it's for customers who are 18 to 65, and we're looking to expand that as we go forward.
You pay a flat fee for whichever health issue you get help with.
A lot of our conditions are $25, $30, $35.
No matter which telemedicine service you use, Dr. Ayogu says it may make healthcare more affordable.
For a lot of Americans, honestly, it's not accessible. It's, the costs are high, you have surprise costs, you've got deductibles and co-pays and all this sort of complexity.
Healthcare at your fingertips through telemedicine is at the top of the list.
America has 154 national forests, and that means millions of acres of beautiful scenery to explore. But these areas are mostly wilderness, so Jackie Denker has some tips to ensure a trip that's as safe as it is spectacular.
If you're thinking about going on an adventure, a trip to a national forest may just be the way to go.
There's a little bit of something for everybody out in the national forest.
Take it from owner, operator, and self-appointed mayor of the small western town of Tortilla Flat, Arizona.
Population 6. So I'm the self-appointed mayor because I got all 6 votes, but I also signed their paychecks.
And Tortilla Flat is nestled in the 9th largest national forest in the U.S., Tonto National Forest.
So there's a ton of recreation out here.
And she is teaching us how to properly prepare so we can have a smooth and safe trip to any national forest. starting with know before you go. She says head to the website for the specific forest to
Definitely, check out what the schedule looks like. Different parks have different hours of operation based on the season.
also
For weather conditions and checking out the trails so that you understand what the difficulty is so you know what you're getting into.
she recommends the All Trails app for hikers.
It tells you where to go, where to park, if you need a pass. It'll tell you the difficulty of the trail.
And for general info about permits, passes, and lodging, you can head to
Recreation.gov.
Next, pack so that you are prepared for anything.
I always have my first aid kit, Band-Aids, alcohol wipes, even a tourniquet in case you get like a deep wound kind of thing.
She also brings
A whistle. I've got a mirror in case I need to get someone's attention with the mirror in the sun. I've got flashlights, blanket, emergency water, emergency food, snacks.
and bring lots of water.
You're supposed to bring 3 times as much water as you would normally bring. So you never, ever, ever want to run out of water.
And dress accordingly,
Comfortable clothes, your change of socks even, and proper shoes.
which are hiking shoes. So ditch the flip-flops for this trip. And of course,
Sunscreen.
finally, it's all about safety.
Don't go alone. Always let somebody know where you're going. That's definitely important because if you tell somebody, hey, I'm going to be gone for 3 hours and you've been gone for 5, they might want to start looking for you.
Also, stay on the marked trails.
If you veer off the trails, into brush or something, you're more likely to run into things that you probably don't want to run into or step on accidentally.
And when you are ready to leave, take your trash with you.
We're out in nature, so we want to take care of and make sure the animals who live out here don't get into something that they're not supposed to. Pack it in, pack it out. Very important.
Learning how to prep for our next trip to a national forest.
Now, sometimes a TV show becomes such an important part of pop culture that it's not enough to just talk about it. It has to be celebrated. Teresa Strasser's taking a seat at the bar with some must-sip TV-inspired cocktails.
Welcome to the White Lotus in Sicily.
Smash hit TV shows like HBO's The White Lotus are worth raising a glass to, and today we'll be mixing up some pop culture themed cocktails based on some of our favorite shows.
Oh, I think it's awesome because you get to drink a cocktail that could be in the same time period as the show, and so you kind of feel like you're a part of the show in a way.
Jordan Chandler, master mixologist and beverage director for Trevor's Liquors in Scottsdale, Arizona, is getting the watch party started with an Aperol Spritz based on HBO's The White Lotus.
Whenever I stay at a White Lotus, I always have a memorable time. Always.
And your taste buds will have a memorable time, as this drink features the famous Italian liqueur Aperol, enjoyed by the characters on The White Lotus.
And then we're gonna add some club soda.
By the way, I read that sales of Aperol have gone way up since White Lotus.
Yes, they have. The Aperol Spritz has just became this crazy trend now. And then we're just gonna top it off with some bubbles.
So this is easy. 3 ingredients, you can make this at home.
It's like nice, light, summery, fresh.
Just like White Lotus, I want more.
Our next pop culture concoction is the bourbon sidecar for The Last of Us, a dystopian tale of a trek across a zombie-filled America.
Okay, you're drinking it or what?
So we're gonna start with 1.5 ounces of bourbon.
The bourbon is a nod to the fictitious brand of whiskey on the show.
And then we're gonna go with 1 ounce of lemon juice. And then we're gonna add a little bit of triple sec.
Shake it up, strain and pour. Lemon twist over the top.
Oh, wow. Or I should say, HBO, wow.
Oh, there you go.
We'll sip our last libation with the French 75, a champagne cocktail in honor of Netflix's Bridgerton, set in London's Regency period.
Miss Daphne Bridgerton.
We'll start with lemon juice and simple syrup.
1.5 ounces of gin.
Shake it up. Then add some bubbly. Then add some lemon effervescence.
So we're gonna go right over the top.
This adds a citrus aroma.
It's just as beautiful as the show. I feel regal. I feel like I need a big, giant, fancy wig.
And you can find these tasty recipes over on our Facebook page. Enjoying a glass full of small screen bliss with pop culture cocktails.
Still to come on the list, the latest trends for bachelorette parties.
What to wear and kind of what to expect the whole weekend.
And improve your fitness with an online trainer.
Work your core in 1 minute with this standing core routine.
Plus,
Chicago?
Welcome to Chicago.
The new season of a magical musical series.
We are in the much darker, sexier, edgier musicals of the 60s and 70s, which happen to be my fave.
All that and more ahead on the list.
We're back, and gone are the days of a bachelorette party being just a night out with the girls. Now it's more likely to be a weekend-long, social media savvy extravaganza. And if you have one coming up or you're throwing one for a friend, Christina has the essentials to make it an event to remember.
Today's bachelorette parties are looking nothing like you've ever seen.
Bachelorette parties were, one night, and now they're 3 nights. And so it's just become like this huge boom, a part of like a girl's wedding weekend.
To learn the must-haves for the perfect party, we visited the Femme House, a Scottsdale Airbnb known for hosting bachelorette parties.
Let's get this party started!
With Megan Alfonso and Sheridan Taylor with Girl About Town. The first thing you need to have, a theme.
It just makes everyone know what they're walking into and what to wear and kind of what to expect the whole weekend.
And most popular bachelorette themes?
We're seeing a big trend with Batch to the Country Club. The girls are bringing visors and they want like the tennis skirts or like the little logo that says like the girl's name next to like the tennis rackets. And then the next theme that's really popular is Bikini Bride. We have like these fun pool floats that we'll bring and ball pits, and it's just consistent throughout the whole time.
She says other themes to consider are boho batch, disco fever, and even space cowboy.
If it's last rodeo theme, then they want to go to a cowboy bar and they want to wear their like cowgirl outfits, and the whole time is just like cowgirl attire.
Next, it's time to pick your destination.
Number 1 is Nashville, that's for sure. Broadway, that's where the girls love to head. Second is Scottsdale, so they love to come to the desert, get a little bit of the pool vibe as well as the shopping and the Old Town scene. Miami's really popular. San Diego, Austin, and New Orleans. You can go out and have a lot of fun one night, and then the next day maybe go to a spa and like chill.
And if the bride wants to stay in one day?
We get a lot of girls that want like a yoga class to come into their home, and then we also get private chef requests all the time. That's a huge thing because they're renting these beautiful Airbnbs, so why not stay in one night or even in the morning come over for brunch and mimosas.
The most popular time to book a bachelorette trip is typically end of January through June and September to November. So finally, it's time to get the must-haves for any great bachelorette party.
One thing that our brides have really started doing is sending some personal decor. They'll fill like a goodie bag with a sweatshirt, maybe a couple scrunchies. You can see here we have like a little hangover kit. These are super popular. They have like liquid IV in them, eye patches, anything to feel good after days of drinking. Usually you're out for like 3 days straight.
And if you want to have food and drinks already at your destination, consider hiring a company to help you out.
Another thing I would recommend is possibly getting a bartender or some sort of cabana boy to come hang out with you by the pool, pour champagne in your mouth, kind of bring the atmosphere to you.
She also recommends getting an itinerary planner to help you navigate your weekend. We are saying I do to bachelorette parties.
National Exercise Day is tomorrow, so let's get it on. If you need a little motivation, Teresa Strasser found some personal trainers on TikTok sharing their workout and meal plans for free. Hey, Teresa.
Thank you. With more than 22 million likes combined, these personal trainer influencers are helping fans get fit one exercise at a time. Coming in at number 1, Justin Augustin.
Work your core in 1 minute with this standing core routine. Follow me if you just want to use your body weight. Follow Kathleen if you want to add a bit more resistance.
Justin is making exercise more approachable with his easy workouts.
My 99-year-old grandma still exercises.
Waiting for a good day to happen, you know. Waiting around.
She's turning 100 in May.
He also makes sure that along with good exercises, you also learn good stretches for before and after your workout. An easy way to transition into working out. I love it. At number 2,
Nicole Ferrier Fitness.
A lot of people's hip flexors are super weak, so I'm going to show you guys how to fix that.
Nicole, who has a BA in exercise science and nutrition, is not only helping us with our exercise, she's also happy to help us get more protein.
Let's make some high protein overnight oats. This recipe is perfect for anyone who's in a rush in the morning and is looking for something sweet.
She also shows us that healthy doesn't necessarily mean a flat stomach. Good reminder. And last on our list of TikTok personal trainers, Christian Fleener.
Imagine your life if you were consistent. Imagine your life every single day. You woke up with a purpose. Imagine your life of you taking action on what you said you were going to do that day.
Christian shares motivation along with some really useful exercises.
Here's 3 different foot placements on the leg press to build bigger legs.
And shows us what not to do.
Number 1, we got the incline dumbbell alternating press. This exercise can be good, but you should just do the normal incline dumbbell press. You can lift more weight, which is going to get you better results.
I was just going to say all of that. Those were some TikTok personal trainers who are helping us on our exercise journey. More to come on the list. Stay with us.
Welcome back. And today on the watch list, you've probably known Jane Krakowski from 30 Rock or Ally McBeal or the unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. And you know what? She was just getting started. She told Zach Perry about her latest role in Schmigadoon.
Amazing news, Liz. I made the People magazine crossword.
Jane Krakowski has received multiple Emmy Award nominations for her work on 30 Rock and one more Emmy nod for Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. And now she's back for the 2nd season of Schmigadoon on Apple TV+.
Let's go find your shoes, shall we?
So we sat down with her to find out what to expect this season. But first, what is Schmigadoon?
As a musical theater lover, it kind of blows your mind.
The story follows a couple that happen to stumble upon a town where everyone sings.
We're in an actual musical.
Please, God, no.
Everybody! Schmigadoon is a fictionalized musical land that took place in the musicals of the golden era of musicals, the 40s and the 50s, the happy-go-lucky, gee-whiz kind of musicals.
But now in season 2, they find themselves singing jazz in the Windy City.
Chicago?
Welcome to Chicago.
Our leading characters, Josh and Melissa, come into the city of Chicago, where we are in the much darker, sexier, edgier musicals of the 60s and 70s, which happen to be my fave.
Jane's other favorite thing about the series is that it combines different genres.
The fact that I was able to get a part of a TV show that takes my love of musical theater, adds in a lot of comedy, and then is filmed for television is like everything that I do and love.
And I always never get my man.
Should you be driving and singing?
Finally, this season, most of the cast is back. But that doesn't mean they'll be in the same roles.
I think it's such a great device that the same actors come back and get to play all new characters in season 2 and hopefully seasons moving forward.
With comedy heavyweights like Martin Short, Keegan-Michael Key, and Cecily Strong.
We're smart. We found our way out of IKEA. We'll find a way out of here.
To Broadway greats like Ariana DeBose, Alan Cumming, and Kristen Chenoweth.
Ladies, can I get a cackle? They're all so amazing, and I'm huge fans of all of them and have known many of them from the Broadway community for so long.
What I need is a lawyer.
Once I've worked my magic, no jury will ever convict your hubby, even if he kills again.
Josh didn't do it.
Uh-huh.
For more of our interview with Jane Krakowski, check out the guest list on our YouTube channel, The List Show TV.
This time I'll
Or singing along with Schmigadoon on the watch list.
Okay, that's so amazing. And until my daughter got into musical theater, I could never understand why people would just spontaneously break out into song. Kind of like I can't understand a certain East London Cockney tradition called rhyming slang. How it creeps into American English is last on our list, and that's next. Welcome back. It's time for what's last on our list, and this is from the Merriam-Webster blog. Why do we say put up your dukes? If a phrase seems inexplicable, there's a chance it comes from rhyming slang, which is a kind of coded Cockney language from London. Now, Merriam-Webster explains that what usually happens in rhyming slang is that a phrase is used as slang for a word that rhymes with one part of the phrase. Now, LondonPass.com has a great list of examples like apples and pears for stairs, or mince pies for eyes, and porky pie for lie. Now, what's tricky is that when the rhyming phrase gets shortened to a single word, essentially re-slanging the original slang. So porky pie gets shortened to just porky, which is why in England, tellin' a porky is slang for telling a lie. Now, to an outsider, rhyming slang is strange to begin with, but once you've dropped the rhyming part, it makes absolutely zero sense at all. Like, put up your dukes. Back in the day, fork was slang for your hand, so that's one layer of slang. And the rhyming slang phrase for forks was Dukes of York, because York rhymes with forks. That's 2 layers of slang. Then over time, they dropped the rhyming part of the phrase, leaving only dukes to mean your hands. That's 3, count them, 3 layers of slang. So yeah, if you come across a phrase that seems to have no logical explanation, there's a pretty good chance you can add it to the list of things we can blame on the British, right up there with the monarchy and boiled vegetables. Folks, that's what's last on our list. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Tomorrow on the list, how to prevent being scammed.
You should not trust that that number is who they say they are.
Plus, tips to save strokes off your golf game.
It's about half of your score, so it is important that we dial that in.
And the comedy where family drama is the punchline.
It's really about them reconnecting and building toward a better future and doing it with laughter and love.
That's tomorrow, here on the list.